Hey folks, welcome to our blending lesson today. So this is Unit 5, Week 3, Day 4, where we are working on that corn card that makes that OR sound, and we can spell that using O-A-R, O-R-E, or O-R, kind of like the high frequency word OR that you already know. All right, so let's get started with some high frequency words. Of course, make sure you're focused and you're paying attention. You know, I say it, you say it, repeat to help yourself with the words. Only, large, none, for, another, pour, put, round, full, climb, great, through, guess, sure, better, learn, began, right, instead, color, oh, nothing, thought, early, money, above, new, toward, build, fall. Excellent. Thanks so much, guys. All right, let's get started with our words. First word, born. Your turn. Ba or born. B says ba. O-R, or. N says ba, or, born. Next word, for. Your turn. Or, for. This is another high frequency word. Now we can sound it out because we know that the O-R that comes at the end says or. And again, you probably don't need to sound it out anymore because you already know it. All right, and O-R says or, for. Next word, soar. Your turn. Or, soar. So this spelling of the word soar is like your leg might be sore if you get hurt. So S says and then O-R-E is that or sound. Or, soar. And next word, soar. Your turn. Or, soar. So this spelling of the word soar is like an eagle can soar in the sky. It can fly really high. So S says and it's still the or sound at the end, only this word is spelled with O-A-R. Sounds the same. Different spellings, different meanings. All right, let's blend. Or, soar. Excellent. Next word, north. Your turn. Or, north. And says, O-R, or, or. And TH like the thumb card. Or north. Excellent. Next word. Chore. Your turn. Cha. Or chore. CH. Cha. Never kaha. Always cha. And O-R-E is a way that we can say the or sound. Cha or chore. Not a-er-eh, a-er-eh, or o-er-eh, o-er-eh. I mean, cha, o-er-eh. You might be able to put it together if you were to sound it out like that, but it's best to be able to just know that O-R-E, those letters together say or, like corn. All right, next word. Form. Your turn. Or, form. F says, O-R, or. M says, or, form. Like maybe a form to fill out a piece of paper. Next word, firm. Your turn. firm. F says and this word, taking it back to last week, the shirt card, IR says M says firm. Next word, short. Your turn. Sh or t, short. SH, sh, never saha, always sh. And in this word, short, that or is spelled with OR. T says ta, sh, ort, short. All right. Support, your turn. S, pa, or t, support. This is kind of a long one. S says s. And when I say support, that next letter you hear is like you. We just double up on that P sound. Pa, pa, and OR, or, pa, or, and T says ta, pa, or, support, support. Next word, bird, your turn. Da, bird. So this is also taken back to last week with the shirt card. B says ba, IR, like the word shirt. And D says da, bird. And last word, thorn, your turn. Or, thorn. TH, like the thumb card. Let's push this here. OR, or. And says thorn, like a rose has thorns on it. All right, let's read our words. Born, for, soar, your turn. Lovely. North, chore, form, firm, your turn. Short, support, bird, thorn, your turn. Wonderful. Okay, let's do sentence. Okay, so this is Mr. This is called an abbreviation for Mr. Like Mr. Thorn. Like you would use their last name. So Mr. whatever. And when we use an abbreviation, we have a period right after it. Mr. and then whatever the name is. In this sentence, it is the word thorn. And TH, like the thumb card. And of course that T is capitalized because that is his name. It's his last name, but since it's still a name, it's a proper name, it has to be capitalized. OR, or, and says thorn, like this word thorn that we just made. Tiny word, will. R says This is going to be a long E that says E. Good job. P says pa, E, pa. OR, or, E, pa, or. T says ta. E, pa, or ta. Report. Mr. Thorn will report. That means he's going to tell something. High frequency word the, that you'll never be able to sound out. You just have to know T-H-E is what? The. Thank you. Will report. G says ga. Remember A blank E, taking it back to unit 3, long A. Now that's a silent E, it doesn't say eh, it's just there to tell A, hey, start saying the A sound instead of the ah sound. And M says game. So Mr. Thorn will report the game. So we're gonna have an apostrophe and then an S. And then it becomes the word games. And since it's an apostrophe S, it means that something belongs to the game. Okay? So Mr. Thorn will report the games. Maybe you can guess what the game is going to have. S-C, ska. S says S. C says ka. S, ka, ska. And O-R-E, or, ska, or, score. So Mr. Thorn will report the game's score. So that means whatever the score was for the game, like maybe it was 10-8, and that would be the score for the game. Mr. Thorn is going to tell someone that's going to report it. F says and O-R, high frequency word. Now we can sound it out. Or, and high frequency word us. Mr. Thorn will report the game's score for us. Your turn. Thank you. All right, so of course we need punctuation. And this sentence would just get a period, just a regular period. It's telling something. It's telling us what Mr. Thorn is going to do. He's going to report the score for us. We weren't able to watch the game, but Mr. Thorn is going to tell us, he's going to report the score of the game so that we know now. Okay, let's do nouns and verbs. We'll do nouns in red today. So we know a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So the first noun in our sentence, Mr. Thorn. And the reason it's going to be both of these words, not just Thorn, not just Mr., is because that is a name, okay? Just like Mrs. Porter is an abbreviation with a name. So Mrs., the abbreviation for that would be MRS, period. So Mr. Thorn will report the game's score. So, oopsie. All right, so these will be nouns. My bad. Game is also a noun. That's what the N stands for right here. Is also a noun. Because game is a thing. It's a place that maybe you could go to. I'm going to the game. Score is also a noun. And again, it's not a noun that you can touch, but it is a noun. It's a thing. And us is a pronoun because we can use the word us instead of something like Mrs. Porter and I. Or the word us is kind of like using the pronoun we. So Mr. Thorn will report the game score for Mrs. Porter and I. Because if you're going to use the word us as a pronoun, you have to be a part of that group. Kind of like the word we. All right, and verbs. I'll put a PN here because it's a pronoun. Okay, so if you're writing this, I've noticed that some people actually like to circle them or square them with the nouns and the verbs, which is pretty cool. So if you're doing that, then the nouns were in green and then the pronoun was also green. Verb, put that in red today. Report, because that's what Mr. Thorn is doing. So Mr. Thorn is doing that action. That's what he is doing. We know that a verb is always something that a noun does. And game and score and us, none of those nouns are doing the reporting. Mr. Thorn is doing the reporting. All right, wonderful. Thanks so much for your focus. Remember to go and review this at another time and really help yourself. We'll see you later.